a live. I'm going to be doing a reading and I'm going to be sharing it with everyone. We're Lotus Flower Wellness Temple and we're just sending out love, connection to everyone. So give me just a second here. I'm getting set up. I thought it was going to schedule, but it's okay. There we go. Think you can see pretty well?
Yep.
Yeah. And get me in there too. Okay, cool. All right, now let's get this one started. Go live! Oh, gonna be a little cockeyed, but that's okay. Right. All right. Namaste, everyone. It's
Namaste.
Erin with Lotus Flower Wellness Temple. Got Quinn over here as well. Yes. So we will get this everything set. Maybe if I move this. There we go. That'll work better. All right, cool. Welcome. All right, so it's first Friday at Railroad Square, and so we're expecting big crowds. We always Quinn and I always start the day off with the reading. He does one every month. Keeps up with his journey and checks in with the divine. So let's see what he gets here. I'm a channel reader, so I don't ask any questions. We just see what the divine has to say, and we go right at it. We'll see what is up. Let's see. He chose the Winged Enchantment deck, the Secret Language of Darkness, and how do you say that?
A Compendium of Witches.
There you go. All right, that's what we're working with here on this reading. So let's see what we get. And last but not least, big books, big books.
Yeah.
All right, so we get these out of the way for a minute. All right, so let's see what the divine has to say to you for this month, Quinn. This one keeps sticking in my hand. 1, 2. All right. That was easy enough. I already knew what it wanted. Okay, that one's very clear too. It's like you got a little spaceship.
Yeah. Like I just want to actually just take a picture of this design before you get it.
Yes, it is beautiful, beautiful design. Let's see. Wow. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here for you this month, Quinn.
All right.
Let's see. All right, so I am feeling drawn to start right here. Separation, reconnecting to your center. Okay, so this is, and everybody look at this beautiful design on here, Quinn.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm feeling called to do, is to talk about as we start to grow in our spiritual awareness, we start putting a lot of focus on that specific energy. And it is very important to remember to stay very grounded. You know, a lot of spiritual teachers will teach that you have to kill off the ego, right? And then take the ego to be able to fully experience that. It's more about getting in tune with that center, that place where you're balanced in your truth.
And the way I like to think about it is even not killing the ego, but rather aligning the ego with soul.
Absolutely. And this picture couldn't say it any better, right? The artwork and the representation on this is exactly that. And it's speaking about that center. So the center is a place where you're authentic, you're balanced, you're as above, so below. You're both. So you're, you know, very divine. You're remembering that that's, you know, who you are, that you're a spark of that light. You're here having your own unique experience with that. But also we are meant to stay grounded in the way that not to be, you know, ever get a big head where we're like, you know, oh, we're better than someone, or you know, it's about learning compassion for others. And that is as far away from where your energy is thinking that. So you are definitely there, but the divine is saying that as we do start to master our energy, who we are, getting in balance, holding that balance and that flow when situations come up in our daily life, and it doesn't knock us out of our vibration, we start to really hold that place of harmony in that center, and that's where it's at. And that's when no one can take away your joy. You just, no matter what happens, you trust that it is happening in accordance for your highest good and your highest path. So now I'm definitely being drawn to go straight to the center here. Standing stone, look at that.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I love that this has got that straight line of all the light connecting there, and then we've got this as well, the standing stone. So 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So you know, 8 being you know, that cosmic. You know, we've got the 7 being like the completion of things. You've gotten to a certain point in your life. That 8 is really representing that next step. Really realizing you are a divine being. You're here doing your work. You're supporting others. You are this monolith for people. You are that light. That thing that people will rely upon, and you know, people come to you and say, hey, give me guidance, you know, oh, I've got this going on, and so you are going to be that rock, that support for people, but first we do it for ourselves. And so having that strength within you to hold that space of truth, no matter what external things are happening, is what really does put you into that leadership role, where then even more people will feel divinely drawn to come and ask and say, hey, I've got this, even strangers, I've got this thing going on, you know, wow. So not only do you know that you're in a place of wisdom and truth, but it's just naturally going to draw people to you that are needing that type of support and energy that you offer.
And even something's coming to mind. It's not even about a movie that I've seen, but it's something I've heard a line from, and it's a line that's often quoted, like in Christian church. It's a movie called like Field of Dreams.
Oh yeah,
and the
I know
line
that
is,
one.
if you build it, they will come. So, like, in the same way, if you build yourself up in that way, others will come to you for your support, for your aid, when you are ready, you know, when you are prepared to support them.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, I can't get enough about this here. So This is the card that was pointing right at Quinn. And then this one is the one right in the center, right underneath it, right? So that is you're the rock, that rock. But truthfully, this is what you really are. Is you're that light, you're that help that helps them as well to open up their energy points and get back to a true authenticity within their self. So you really are making that
Right.
shift. And it's not only something that you know, but it's something that's being seen by others. And so
Yeah.
more and more people will be drawn to you.
Yeah, and really, all it is, no matter the religion or belief system, is understanding that you yourself are divine, that all beings on earth are a part of that divine, and that, even again, going back to biblical, like, loving the Lord your God with all your might, all your soul, all your strength, loving your neighbor as yourself, loving, all that kind of stuff. It's all the same principle because it's all the same energy, and, recognizing the existence of God is simply recognizing the divine that is yourself and the divine that is others.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm being very drawn to the symbolism carved in this actual rock here. And I'm being shown a mountain right now. You've really, over the last 2 years, you've really like climbed that mountain. And I'll show you all too, so you know what I'm talking about. You've really climbed that mountain, and you are, getting to that precipice at the top where you're able to see that higher perspective of things. And I just absolutely love that you are able to hold that center, that you are still very much, you're just a very easy person to talk to. Are, I think most people would say, oh wow, that person is somebody that I could open up to. That person is somebody that I can see that he comes from a place of authentic wisdom. And so these are the things that is really supporting you, because you're not letting your ego get to you as you spiritually evolve. You're keeping yourself very grounded, very much connected to the truth, the earth, and the world, the ones that we're here to support, right? We're here to support each other. And so with that being said, I just want to say thank you for that. Go ahead.
And it really is that kind of thing where, even when I got into spirituality, I never sought to be like some holier than thou guru who would then say that I could not bridge my understanding of the divine to, someone who hasn't heard of any of this stuff.
Right.
I am meant to be someone who speaks to ordinary people on the street and who shares my view on things and like my own stories and my own experiences.
Yeah.
And part of that means being in the world, living in the world, not just being a floating cloud above it all, but like experiencing life as everyone else does, and knowing how it feels when things go wrong, and when you struggle with life, and being able to relate to other people, and connect with them. And I really need to be a tree, as I have said before, to be rooted and to grow up into the sky.
Yeah, did you get any ideas about what the shape was? Because now that you said tree, it is looking like a tree that is going out in all directions, which is beautiful. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. All right, so you have the parrot. All right. So, in alignment with what we are discussing here, and I do want to read from the book a little bit here, but the parrot, it's like about, the parrot kind of repeats things that other people say and everything. But you actually are, in fact, like the beauty of the parrot without the mimic part. You actually find your own resonation within the even temple. You find what your resonation in it. You have your own connection with it, and you're able to speak about it in your own unique way, which is very beautiful, and it is in alignment with what you just said too, which is absolutely beautiful.
Something
You speak the language of the people that you're speaking to.
Something in my understanding is that, I speak with people, and sometimes they show me things that I didn't know before. If I open myself and I allow myself to hear what they're saying and to understand where they're coming from, I learn a lot from them. And even if I don't agree with everything, even if I come across people who have differing ideologies to me, I can take some things away from that I do feel, spirit spoke to them, and they have their own lessons to teach me, to pull, to take away from. And if I can take those and spread them, that is something that I'm also here to do. I'm here to give them bandwidth. I'm here to spread a bit of the message of every person that I've come across.
I love that. So this is perfectly in alignment for you then. Absolutely. And it's absolutely a beautiful card too. It looks like the what is this? Scarlet or no? Macaw? I don't remember exactly which one it is, but when I was in Belize, there was a ton of these type of birds, and they were just so beautiful to look at and everything. But yeah, and they're pretty cool that they actually talk too, which is
right.
All right, and then next up we have the storyteller. All right. Well, and you were just saying that about how when you're speaking to people, they say things a little different, or they add a little perspective to it that maybe you didn't see in that specific way. And then so this is literally in alignment with what you just said. And then you maybe feel called in the future to then bring that into a story that you're telling. Oh, I met this person once, and they kind of enlightened me a little bit when they threw this perspective in there, and I had never thought about it like that before. So that helped me to get to where I was able to be like, on this part. And so it did cause a chain reaction of growth, and the fact that you're willing and able to take that and share that out again in the world. The way that one person said things might resonate perfectly with someone that you're talking to.
Right.
And as we follow our divine guidance, those perfect words, even if we don't know why we're saying it like that, those perfect words will come up so that they are able to have the right verbiage that can have that connection with them, so they can have an opportunity to resonate. And so if you use a bunch of big words and things that someone's not going to understand, if that's not their language, no matter how beautiful the message is, if it's not right for the audience or the person that you're speaking to, it's not going to be heard in the way and felt in the way that it was meant to. So yes, that is one of your beauty parts of being that storyteller, is you do have that ability to connect, to speak, and that you're divinely called and channeling the appropriate, correct way to say it to whomever you may be speaking to.
Right. And, throughout my life, I find that, I am given to consuming stories. Any form of media, any form of fiction, some non-fiction as well. But like, hearing from other people that I know, about their lives and what's going on with them, learning to interact with people who I haven't interacted with before. Um, my entire life is a journey of learning to understand and connect with different kinds of people.
Yeah.
And that is very much a necessary skill to be able to spread love and to be able to spread harmony. And that's what we're trying to do here, spreading harmony for humanity.
Yes, that is what we're doing here. Harmony for humanity. That is what we are all about. All right, we're gonna keep going. Let's see. Oh, okay. The soothsayer. The soothsayer. So, like, this is just perfect. It's like we're saying it beforehand, and then the card is coming up. So basically, this card is affirming exactly what you just said. You have a way with words. You have a way that you can connect with different people in different walks of life, because you are in that center place where you are not seeing yourself as, oh, I'm so spiritual, I can't go here and I can't do this anymore, and I have to put on another mask so people think that I'm just this perfect being. No, you have a way with your words. You're able to connect with people in the way that they need to be, to be able to be that channel, to be that divine voice that they need to hear in the moment. And also, with this being a 2 and a 3 is a 5, and so that is the energy right now that this shift and change is calling for. It's calling for people that are authentic spiritual teachers, people that are really connecting with the people, not making it seem like it's such a far-fetched thing that can't be obtained. It's something that you do, just like working out a muscle. You just pay more attention. You be more mindful. You allow space to hear your higher self. You start paying attention when you are like, oh, I don't know why I feel to do this, but it doesn't make sense, so I'm not going to do it. No, you do it. You do it, and then you say afterwards, wow, that's cool. I'm glad I listened, because I know there's many times that we have not listened, and then we were like, dang it, I knew that. Why didn't I listen? So you are exactly what the energy that the now is calling for, and you were made very unique and special for that reason. And there are people that you can connect with that maybe other people can't so much.
Yeah, and like, I'll be honest, like, I know that sometimes we can feel called to do something, and there isn't an immediate benefit when we do it. Like, sometimes it even seems like something goes wrong after the fact. But, ultimately, I feel that in the long run, when we feel that intuitive pull, it will support us.
Yes.
Even if it's not in the moment, even if it's not, right there and then, even if we're actually hurt after the fact because of what we've done in
Yes.
some way. I believe that the universe does repay us for that.
Yes.
It's what suffering we go through is momentary. And there is something laying on the other side. There's a reason why we felt called to that path. And it's just there waiting for us,
Yes, absolutely. All right, so next we have up 28 with conflict. Know what you dislike and focus on your likes. So, like, again, it's like, wow. So, like, you literally just got done saying, sometimes things are not going to go the way that you want. And if you focus, man, I was trying to work on my listening to my higher self, and I did this, and now look at this. This didn't go well. No, you focus on the fact that, wow, I listened. You know what? And I don't know yet what the actual outcome of this is, because that maybe all the dots haven't connected yet. And so the divine is reminding you, take the energy, focus not necessarily on the thing that went awry afterwards, but on the fact that, wow, I feel close. I feel closeness to my higher self. I feel closeness. Maybe it didn't work out, and maybe I don't understand the full situation yet. So you're shifting, instead of focusing on that thing that didn't go correctly, you're shifting now on a way higher energy, which is, maybe this hasn't been revealed to me yet of what the real truth is here. And so I'm going to focus on the closeness that I feel because I did listen to my higher self. I was telling a client earlier that, imagine if you had a friend that pays a lot of attention to you and listens to you when you talk versus one that doesn't do that as much. And just say you love them both, but which one do you feel closer to? Which one do you feel more connected to? Most likely the one that pays attention to you. So there's a more, not to say that you don't love that other friend as much, but you definitely probably feel more close and connected to the one that actually pays attention when you speak. And so the higher self, your soul, you can imagine that being also true when we start to pay attention, even if it was just to see even if things didn't look like it went right, will we still rejoice in the fact of that closeness with our higher self, or do we have to be right about everything?
Right. Sorry.
Yes.
And also, like, mirror to the higher self is the shadow. They're part of the same thing. And likewise, paying attention to your shadow and paying attention to your higher self. Sometimes these dark moments that we go through are meant to bring out and emphasize our shadow and to bring us to recognize what is lurking under the surface and
Yes.
what we aren't really appreciating about ourselves, what we've buried and what we've hidden, and what we just don't want to think about at the moment, that really we need to go through that in order to be more complete in ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. And so essentially breaking down what you said a little bit is, so maybe something did go awry or not quite the way we thought when we listened to our intuition. That is could be a very good explanation as well. Maybe it was meant to stir something up in that shadow self, so that you could have an opportunity to allow that to rise up and speak as well. Because in my belief is the shadow is just coming up for healing, so it can and see the light, so that it can be expressed, so that it can be a full part of your full authenticity, instead of staying buried and pushed down because of our shame that other people might not accept us fully and might cast us out. So yes, that was a very good point that you brought up there. I love it. And then last but not least, the heart love, the unconditional center. Yes, okay. And so that's essentially what we're talking about here. This is the soul, that unconditional center. No matter what, we know, most people believe that they have a soul, no matter where they live, what culture,
Right.
what, for the most part, they believe, if they don't even call it a soul, they believe that there is, a power within them that is bigger than what they give their human self credit for.
Yeah, and I'd even go so far as to say we are a soul, we have an ego.
Right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and so here, right? Look, that looks like a temple here, and then this sun shining out of it, and right. So, and then the master number 33. So this is all about, like, yes, you're on a journey right now. You are getting to, obviously, the divine is saying that you have grown completely, so very much. And since we've been working together, since I've known you, I've seen a lot of growth. But the divine is definitely saying they see that you are getting to a place now that you're like that rock for people, and I'm sure that you're seeing that in your life as well, and feeling that for yourself, and that can feel like a lot of responsibility, but you do have this very gentle way about it, about you and everything. And I do see that you've been through things that maybe don't always work out, or things don't always, go exactly the way that you would like, but you do have the ability to take it kind of with a grain of salt and be like, okay, cool. Like 99 other things have worked out for me in this week. I think that this thing can be okay, right?
Yeah,
So you do take
and
it.
for me, the way I think of it, even just in abstract, is there is not only beauty in light, there is also beauty in darkness. There is also beauty in shadow.
Just 1 second. If this live cuts off, I want to say thank you all for joining. I really appreciate you all. The battery looks like it's dying on this one. Absolutely. So if you want to come by the temple, we're at 625-13 Railroad Square, and we would love to do a reading for you. And always check us out on our YouTube as well, and you can watch our videos every day. All right, thank you so much. I'm going to show you this reading right now before I end this live. Thank you so much for your support with the stars. That was very flow-mazing. Okay, that's the first time I ever got stars on that. That's very cool. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, and speaking of stars, if you look at it like this, it kind of is starting to look like a star now.
Oh, now it actually is. Okay, let me throw this one on the, can you plug this in for me, please, before it dies? Right here. Yes. All right, yes. All right, yes, I didn't want it to completely die while it was rendering. So, and y'all are still here with us. We're not quite done. So I did have to end the other one though. Yes, it does, absolutely. And I will like to show you all. See, it had a little design different before, and now it's looking like, before it was looking like a tree. Now it's looking like a star. As above, so below. Look at that. Say hi to Quinn.
Hello.
All right. All right. So yes. So would you like to sum it all up? Since it is your reading, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to you.
Yes. Okay. So something that I'm feeling called to say right now is in bringing what it takes to really bring the ego into alignment with the soul really is integration of shadow. To bring the shadow into the light, to align the two, overlap them on top of one another. That is how you bring yourself into a more authentic form of expression and existence. What we're here to do as souls on Earth is to exist as souls on Earth, to experience ourselves as souls, as we would as souls, as on Earth, to express who we really are in that highest expression. The highest form that we can. And, really what that comes down to is integrating our shadows and connecting with the parts of ourselves that we have hidden away, that we have ignored or pushed down. A lot of people say that children really speak the truth. They speak from the mouths of babes. as they say. And I really do believe that's true because in a lot of ways, when we are children, when we do not have all of these social constraints and all these ideas about how we should be in the world, we're able to really connect with and be honest with ourselves.
So this is just telling you about our schedule a little bit more.
And to be truly, who we are. So, in a lot of ways, we're trying to find our way back to that. And what ego does for us, because while ego can feel like a hindrance in a lot of ways, ego allows us to shape that in a way that it fits with the way that the world is operating. We can be truly authentic, and a grounded view of that, can see us be so authentic in such a way that we don't pay attention to rules or laws or consequences. And the harm that we do to others in doing so. So it is important to have that ego, to have that grounded nature, to know that I need to be, how do I express myself in my most authentic place in a way that is also aligned with Earth, with people, with others, that way you are able to connect with other people and you're able to be harmony expressed as well, to share what lessons you have to share with others and to shine your light out onto the world around you. But yeah, so that's essentially my summary, my recap of the reading that I've received thus far. I do thank you all for joining us. Namaste.
Yes, thank you. Namaste. And then just hit the X when you're done.
Yeah, and all right. I hope you guys have a wonderful week.